Hey, what's up, guys? Tukey here, back again with another episode of my Sonics My League, because that's a powerful name like franchise or career mode. We have a couple of things to discuss before we get into this draft. Those main two things that I want to discuss. Did I mention it was two things? I don't think I did. Two things I want to discuss. The use of training and the G League in this series. Now, it's not as if I didn't know that they were options. Now, again, I am hardly an expert, but for those of you who are assuming that I had no idea that those were options, you would be incorrect. That said, when I was testing things out and asking around, hey, what should I do? What should I look to do? People said, that might make things a bit too easy. So I'm like, all right, maybe I'll avoid them, see how I go. The comment section of the last episode made it very clear you guys want that to be a factor. So it will be a factor moving forward. There is actually a third thing as well. Some people were not happy with the fact that, the age of some of these players are a little bit higher. I'm not editing anything. I'm lazy. I can't be asked every year to edit the top 15 to 20 to knock ages down by 2 to 3 years. I'm just not doing it. And if the overalls are a bit low for what you'd like in terms of what the draft is, and it should be 82s at the top of the draft, I kind of don't disagree, but I'm leaving that too, because that doesn't bother me too much. Having players maybe be a year or two older than they should be at the top of the draft, kind of annoying. Sure, but it is what it is. I'm not too miffed about it, and I'm not going to sit here and edit everything. That said, again, heading into next season, we will be utilizing the old training options in the G League a little bit more. The question is, who is joining this team? We have the number 1 pick. Hallelujah. We didn't lose the lottery. I forgot to add the poll for the last episode, but the voting pretty much came down to 2 main players, that being Joshua Taylor, or the point guard who is way the hell down here, Darrell Arnold. Now, what it pretty much comes down to, Arnold has a higher potential and is a year younger, but is a little bit further away, whereas Taylor is a 78. The support was split a little bit, maybe slightly more in Taylor's favor, but I gotta be honest, I'm gonna go with my gut on this one because it was so close and because I forgot to set up the poll. We are going with Darrell Arnold as the number 1 pick. He's number 1 on the Draft Express rankings as well, number 1 position-wise, of course, and he's the way to go. Darrell Arnold is the pick, and hopefully, heading into this next season, I don't make the mistake of forgetting to leave up the poll. Not to mention, also he's out of UConn, not too bad. Not to mention, I don't plan on having this be like a once-a-week series, of course, but it is what it is. You guys, at least regulars, will be used to the, the inconsistencies, because, hey, I do a lot of stuff, man. Sorry. Anyway, here in the second round, the question is there going to be anybody worth my time? The answer is probably no, but you never quite know. We have a 66 overall point guard who's completely terrible. Totally take him. Jesse McDaniels. What are we dealing with here? Yeah, B+ potential, huh? B+ potential? What is it actually? We don't know. Unfortunate. What about one Terrence Hopkins? Terrence, how good are you? B+ potential as well. Do we have a true number on that? We don't. So, between McDaniels and Hopkins, it might not be that bad. Probably not going to know the full-on potential for Zach Gallagher here. I do not. But McDaniels, Hopkins, I'd probably go for McDaniels with him being younger and having a better chance to develop. And to be honest, that's probably just going to be my general consensus here. For the majority of these players, Malcolm, nothing too low of a rating. So right now, Jesse McDaniels is my preferred pickup here, I would say. It looks to be a decent enough choice. The NBA.com rankings, Gallagher, McDaniels. I think it's going to be McDaniels. That is looking like the right way to go. Although we will take a look. Also, we're going to take Jesse McDaniels, the 20-year-old out of Memphis. Jesse, welcome aboard. You'll probably be in the G League this upcoming season. We are I mean, it's yeah. See, Zeku Smith, he's on board. He knows it's a decent enough pick. To the end of the draft we go, and that much closer to a new season. So again, Arnold, 72 overall, just a little bit low, but we do know that potential was an A+, which, actually, it did drop to an A. Hold on, down to attributes, 92. Not bad. Now, I will tell you this, and I might not remember to put the comment up, but someone said, hey, make sure you scroll down to the bottom of attributes to see what the potential was. I checked Arnold's potential at the start of the draft. It was a 99, which is why I went with him. It still dropped. So that can happen, but still, 92 potential point guard, 21 years old. He has time to develop. I am not too upset about that. I don't know how anybody could be. So rookie signing-wise, Darrell Golob. Again, we gotta call him Golob, right? I think we have to. But Darrell will absolutely be signed this year. Old Jesse McDaniels will be signed, and we'll be bringing in Arnold as well. Pretty straightforward to sign those three. And then everybody else, I mean, really, it's just Edmund Sparks, which, that -7. Now, a fair point that perhaps if the team's not built up enough or quickly enough, a lot of these guys are going to be relatively upset and are going to have a whole hell of a lot of trouble developing because they're going to be pissed about them constantly losing. That said, it's just going to be a side effect of what we're doing. There's really no other choice here. That's just how this is going to work. The early players. So to explain that jump cut, we're going to go to one of my favorite segments, Story Time with Toogie. It's not a great story today. It's a very frustrating story. Today we're talking about anti-vaxxers. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about how I lost power for 2 seconds. Just long enough to shut everything down, and then I have the ensuing panic attack while everything boots back up to see what I lost. Thankfully, the majority of the initial save file was salvageable. I think the only thing missing is me filling out the remaining of the roster and you missing our first training camp experience. So sorry about that. We'll put more of an emphasis on that in the next one. I think that's all we missed, though. So to show you what this roster's looking like, Darrell Arnold, of course, is here. We ended up just signing a bunch of plugs to fill out this roster. Jesse McDaniels, as suggested, being our second-round pick, will be down in the G League. And everyone else is going to have to suffer. I'm stuck because I think the main things I'm probably forgetting. We're just like, let's talk about how someone like Dario, of course, is important to this series, but in the end is going to end up being miserable here until the rest of the team catches up. Same thing with the other guys, really. And I think I talked a little bit, too, about how Sparks, it's like, let's be honest, though. He was 24 years old when we drafted him. I couldn't really stunt his development. He was never going to be that great anyway. And I think that's it. I hope. If I forgot anything else, I don't know. I have to move on, personally, because I'm pissed. 2-second power outage. And I don't know. I guess I'm just lucky, considering on my league, of course, it auto-saves. So I guess I'm lucky that I didn't, have the entire draft portion of the video disappear. That easily could have happened. Ugh. Just damn it. Anyway, though, we are good to begin another season from the looks of it. I don't think we have anything else to really go for. So again, Arnold, Sparks, and Golob will be the three main players that we focus upon. Really just Arnold and Golob, though, being our 2 first-round picks. There's not really a whole hell of a lot that we need to focus on. I think we're good. Don't think I'm forgetting anything. God, I'm frustrated. But let's do this. Let's see what happens, shall we? Let's do this. Our 3rd season with the Reborn Sonics. Of course, we won some games in Season 1, fresh off of the bat of the expansion draft, but this year, yet again, I mean, we almost beat the Aces. This year, yet again, it would be shocking for us to win more than a game or two. I would fully expect us to go winless yet again, and we'll see. Again, the effect that us being terrible is going to have on our younger players, it's a big deal. Of course, it's going to have a heavy morale effect. It's probably going to stunt their development. Those players are important. We want to make sure that we hit the mark with those players, but that's just the nature of draft to glory, right? That's just the way it works. So hopefully, by the time the rest of the team catches up a few seasons from now, someone like Darrell isn't completely ruined. And as it is, he's a 79 naturally? Right now he's 77, or at least he was at the start of the year. He's going to be okay by the end of it. Like, he'll still be potentially just a decent role player for us, and then hopefully some of the other guys end up being half decent. Time will tell just how much it's actually going to stunt their development. But, like I said, that's part of the challenge. I am still sitting here racking my brain, trying to think of everything that I talked about, especially while, we were going through the rest of that offseason. God damn it. If I'm going to lose power, let it be for a couple of hours, like during a winter storm. Have someone hit a telephone pole. Hopefully they're fine. But have someone hit a goddamn telephone pole. The random 2-second power outages that serve no purpose other than to piss you off. And in my case, as someone who makes videos and streams, it serves no purpose other than to ruin your life and add to the unnecessary stress. But regardless, we're moving on. Of course, we are going to be hot garbage this year. Again, 1 or 2 wins at the most, and that is if we get lucky. And you know what? I can't help but look. I'm intrigued. Ooh, okay, so Arnold's day-to-day. Right now he's a -3. McDaniels is a -6 despite being in the G League. We should probably just call him back up and let him suffer. You know what? Yep, you're getting called back up. Jesse, welcome aboard. Get ready to suffer. Sparks is also not having very fun. Dario's not having that much fun either. Uncertain with his morale. Yeah, you don't say. What'd you get yourself into, Darrell? What'd you get yourself into? Let's keep going now that McDaniels gets to join in on the fun. Right? Right. You can all suffer together, all 4 of you, with the rest of the random scrubs that we picked up from your local rec center, because there's nothing else to fill up this roster with. Oh, God, there's some middle school players who could probably earn a higher rating than, like, the 50s that we're employing right now, but that's okay. The early struggles. The early pressures, of course, of needing to make sure that we deliver, that we hit the mark with our 2 draft picks, and then hopefully, again, we slowly but surely start to build the team up to the point where the morale doesn't completely plummet and ruin a player. That's the name of the game. It's the name of the game as we approach the whole All-Star draft option, the 2021 All-Star game. Will we win a game this season? That's what I want. That's what I want to know. That's what I care about. Oh, no. Oh, shit, I hit the wrong button. Goddamn Giannis, and I don't care. Auto draft, please. There you go. LeBron, 17-time All-Star. Jesus. It's ridiculous. Kevin Durant, 11-time All-Star. Anyway, we're moving on. Bring on the Celtics. I'm ready to roll. That's a mistake. Whoever's saying that at the bottom, that is a mistake. We are 0-53. You can't say bring on anybody. Bring on the Aleve, because we are in some pain. You're like, no, I don't know. Leave me alone with your trade deadlines. Stop it. The only chance we have to win a game this month is going to be against Connecticut. That's it. Every other team is going to just stomp us into the ground. We're well aware of that. We realize the situation that we are in. Make no mistake about it. Here we go. Our main event. Our biggest game of the season. Wow, we got crushed. We got absolutely decimated. Jesus. Again, it kind of sucks that in year 1 we were able to win some games because the starting roster was a little bit better than it normally would be. Oh, I just feel so bad for our young talent. At the very least, holy shit, we won a game! Kick rock, St. Louis. How does it feel to lose by 14? That's amazing. Oh, God. How did we win a game? St. Louis, you're the worst. At the very least, think of it this way. Even if our players that we've drafted are quote-unquote ruined by the morale, at the very least, they can't be used against us. Think about that, right? Number 1 pick, we take the best player, and damn it, if we can't have him, nobody can. We'll ruin him so that he can't be used against us in the future. See? There's always a positive and a bright spot to the early struggles of trying to make this work. I can't believe we won a game. It's going to be 1-82. I told you there was a chance for 1 or 2 wins, and you didn't believe me, but I believed in this team with Darrell, Golob, I want to call him Golob because of the lobs. Basketball, yeah. The next Dirk, I'm calling it. Can we beat the Seals? That might be. Don't beat the Seals, though. You can club the Seals, but don't beat the Seals. We lost to them, too. And Miami kicked our ass. 1 win on the season, though. That's an improvement. MVP James Harden. Let's take a look at who else had a good year. Yeah, James deserved it. James very, very much deserved it. No doubt about that. Rookie of the year, ooh, that kind of hurts. Josh Taylor. He's still a 78. I mean, granted, he would have had better players to work with, but still, he ended up going 4th overall, by the way. 6th man, I've never been able to pronounce his name. I've seen it before. Like when he was drafted and everything, because I watched drafts and just, Jesus, no. Anthony Davis, Defensive Player of the Year. Most Improved, Sheldon Crawford, Coach of the Year. You mean I didn't get Coach of the Year for 1 win? You gotta be shitting me. You gotta be kidding me. Do we have anybody on the first team? How about the third team? No? Nobody? What about the all-rookie team? Please? Yeah! There you go. Darrell and Dario. Beautiful. That's what we hope for. That's our championship right there. That is our championship right there. Beautiful. There's really nothing else to check. I mean, we can check individual stats for our guys. Arnold right now is technically a 74, which is nice. Sparks is technically a 73. McDaniels also a 73. Dario, a 79. So, I mean, we might be able to make this work. And in fairness, checking the old stat. We'll just go to the stats page. Screw it. Oh, season stats. Thank you. Player stats. I don't think we have to see our team stats. We know we're going to be terrible. So, I mean, Arnold, he had a shout for being Rookie of the Year over Taylor, especially with how bad of a team he was on. I feel like that's disrespectful. Just over 7 points a game for McDaniels. And then Sparks. You were okay. You were okay, Edmund. Don't worry. I have faith in you, Edmund. You were okay. Just okay. But you were okay nonetheless. Well, let's sim through the playoffs. Why the hell not? Will there be another upset? I mean, granted, Milwaukee winning last year wasn't exactly an upset, but Denver winning was certainly an upset. I would say. Milwaukee's moving on. Is Denver moving on, or are they going to Game 7? They are moving on. Denver. The Denver Nuggets. Also, the Celtics didn't make the playoffs. I'm upset. How could it possibly have collapsed like that? What happened? Also, the Knicks are in the playoffs. What is this horrible... Oh, thank God they're out. Well, I was going to say, what is this horrible opposite world existence that we're currently living in where the Knicks made the playoffs and beat Toronto in 7? It's a strange world we live in, folks. Dallas and Indiana. Let's go Dallas. I'm sorry, Indy. But yeah, there you go. Dallas wins it in a sweep. Luka. Monster. Absolute monster. Up to a 92. What a beast. So with that, to another offseason we go. Of course, again, early on here, the first few years, of course, the regular season is secondary to what we're doing. As far as retirements go, Tony Parker. I'm still not used to, seeing him in a different uniform, of course. Tyson Chandler, Melo. Oh, Carmelo, how the mighty have fallen. NBA Live 05. It was a long time ago, wasn't it, Carmelo? It's a long time ago. Good old Al Jefferson. JR, thanks for putting on a shirt. Raymond Felton. What a guy. What a guy. Joakim Noah, thanks for showing up. Hall of Fame inductees. Anybody? Carmelo Anthony? I can see it. Jersey retirements. Tony Parker, Carmelo Anthony, and Marc Gasol. I can definitely see that. The league meetings. Players will not be eligible for the NBA draft until at least 3 years removed from high school or an international player 20. Jesus. Well, there you go then. If I don't overrule that, then there you go as far as the draft is concerned, right? There you go. As far as it's not realistic to have 21 and 22-year-olds leading the draft. Well, with this rule approval, it certainly is. And it was a 34-2. Players will not be eligible for the draft until at least 3 years. That, again, would make everyone come out of the draft 21. I'm going for it. There you go. Also, CBA has to be renegotiated. I don't want to approve that, but I'm totally going to now. Reduce the rookie wage scale, such that first-round picks receive reduced contracts. That is not going through. None of the other ones are. No, the luxury tax going up. Rising Stars Challenge, eliminate the goaltending rule. Almost got passed, but didn't. The luxury tax rate is going up by 10%. I'm going to go for it. If they get approved, they get approved. I'm going for it. League realignments, nothing needs to be done. And then the draft lottery. So I kind of want to take a look at who's up for grabs here early. But you know what? Let's just get to the lottery. Let's find out. We know we have the number one odds. The question is, are we going to win? 3, 2, 1. Shit. Washington jumps us. We will have the number 2 pick in the draft. It's not as bad as it could have been, but still, that is a little bit rough, just a little bit. Staff-wise, we're good, right? Yeah, you got 1 year left. Everyone's good. Cool. Let's move on. Let's move on to the combine. We have the number 2 pick. Do not draft Marion Barry, the former mayor, governor, Marion Barry, or God, you are Greek, aren't you? Let's not do that. Oh, the draft combine. Right. Congratulations, everybody. Pre-draft workouts. Oh, pre-draft workouts. Let's go ahead. Look at everybody that we don't have full scope on. Why the hell not? I am overtired and honestly a little bit panicked that I might lose power again. That's the worst part, is that idea just sticks in the back of your mind and it sucks and I hate it. The NBA draft is upon us. The question is, who will we be taking? Again, interesting year, a bit of an up and down year, but overall, happy with what happened. Now it's time, of course, to add to whom we already have. So, as far as the, let's look at the old, do we want to look at the big board? Yeah, the big board, the prospect, let's go to the prospect scouting. So the highest rated guy in this draft that we know of is Cameron Black, who is a 79 overall, showing up as an A potential. Way down at the bottom here, showing up though as an 89 potential. Still not bad at all. Not bad at all. 19 years old as well. And I'll be intrigued. I would imagine with the auto-generate that will be enforced. So Cameron Black is a half-decent option. But as far as these rankings are concerned, so we have AC Galloway, who is also an A potential, showing up as a 92. Okay. So, I mean, right now, I gotta be honest. Like, I know Galloway has a little bit higher potential, but Black is 5 points better and a year younger, right? And let's be honest, too, Galloway will probably be off the board, but we will add both of them to the poll that we will eventually be making. Andrew Wallace as a power forward can also play elsewhere. Let's see, B+ potential there. And in total, it's okay. Andrew, we're gonna be avoiding you. Raymond Okiti. Not that we need another point guard. B+ potential. I think we're only looking for A's, man. Yeah, it's an 82. There's also Melvin Briggs out of Washington State. A+, you say? Is that true, though? Whew. Okay. Okay, Melvin. I see ya. We do need a center. Toroman. Toro. B, not really feeling it. Brett McGee. How good are you, Brett? Another B+. Christian Slater, the actor? Oh, let's see. A-, huh? Showing up as an 87. Not really feeling that. Dean Carson? Out of all Utah, showing up as an A-. So that's also going to be around an 87. It's an 85, apparently. Petar Popovich. Petar. Every team needs a Petar. 76, never mind. Howard Carpenter. A- as well. And Stan Taylor. So, I think, although Art Taft is a great name. That's a tremendous name. I think we have our top 3 targets. It is Galloway, Black, and Wallace. I think, preferably, for me, it would, or not Galloway, Black, Wallace, Galloway, Black, and Briggs. I think for me, in terms of how I would rate them, Cameron Black, Briggs, and then Galloway, we are going to end up with one of them. It's just a matter of whom. And I think it does honestly come down to Briggs or Black. I don't even know if we need that to be a vote necessarily, but it will be because Briggs is also 3 years older and 5 overall points weaker. So let's be honest, Cameron Black's probably the pick. And if he's not, you know what? We do need to vote here. Cameron Black is probably going to be universally the number 1 pick, as he should be. The question is, if he goes number 1, do we go for Galloway or do we go for Briggs? Those appear to be the top 3 players easily in this draft. Not really seeing anything, to the contrary. It's one of those 3 players. And the Draft Express mock draft does have Black going number 1 to the Wizards, and that would be a pretty rough loss for us. Yeah, Cameron Black's the number 1 pick. He's going to be, unfortunately. So I think it's going to come down to Galloway or Briggs. Can't really go wrong with either, but still, I want to leave it up to you. So there will be a poll this time, I promise. Make sure to vote on that, and hopefully in the next episode, we can get back on track. Again, we'll go through another full calendar year, and hopefully with the old summer league and the training camps, we'll be able to actually, show you us going through that this time, as long as we don't lose power. See, even Kobe's not sure whether or not I'll lose power this time, or next time, or every time. Thanks for watching.